Hello, this is for Module 1 assignment. My name is Gregory Barone, but I most commonly go by Greg. Typically, only my family calls me Gregory, so Greg is what I typically go as. I am originally from Tampa. I was born and raised there, and my family is from all over the place, I guess. My mom's family's up in New Jersey, and my dad's family's from New York. I'm in the MPH and BPH combined degree program. If I was super wealthy and had no job, I would probably open up a um, animal rehabilitation and um, rehabilitation and like housing facility. There's a lot of animals or a lot of people who get animals and they end up not being able to care for them or just don't want to care for them anymore. So being able to be super wealthy and help out those animals would be something that's super interesting to me. My childhood dream job was actually to be a doctor. All the way through literally last summer, I was going to be a doctor. I got all the way through physics 2. I just needed biochem to finish up my pre-med classes before being a doctor. So you can say I made it pretty far, but once I got into the combined degree program, I decided that it would be best to become a public health official. And ever since then, I've really fell in love with public health. I've learned a lot about the different positions, epidemiology specifically, and being able to do the most good to whole populations is a lot more my speed than trying to help singular people at a time. So the picture I decided to look up and find the public health significance was this picture. It's actually from the Tuskegee syphilis experiment, where 600 men, 200 or 399 men had syphilis and were the study group, and there was 201 men who didn't have it and were in the control group. So this started back in 1932, and 15 years into the experiment, they found that penicillin treated syphilis. But the public health officials running the study wanted to determine how syphilis affected the body if left untreated. So they did not provide any sort of treatment that would save these men's lives. And many of the men went blind, died, they went insane. Severe health problems were also what affected these men. So this was considered highly unethical later on, because as a new treatment is determined or found, the people or the officials must pretty much stop the experiment and provide that life-saving medicine or treatment to the individuals in order to, despite what the experiment isn't trying to determine. The only medical experiments that are allowed to run with an unknown like treatment is if that there is no known treatment or the treatments that are provided aren't working, and then they can run an experiment. But if there's a known treatment that has allowed many people to survive with that disease or even cure it, then it is considered unethical to continue a study without providing that option, or at least telling them that there's the option. And finally, the public health achievement that I found to be most significant when looking at 2021 to 2040 was the continued decrease of the neonatal diseases and maternal mortality. Like it says on the PowerPoint here, that a true test of nation's healthcare is being able to keep mothers and children alive when going through the birthing process. Um, one of the many nations, um, not including the United States, have a very, very well. The United States has a very low maternal mortality, but a lot of other nations have a much lower percentage. And then on top of that, in the United States, um, women of color are much more likely to die from um, neonatal diseases or maternal mortality or like maternal issues. So it was good to see that even though the numbers have decreased significantly in the past 40 years, um, it will continue to decrease in the coming 20 years. And that was it.